If you've recently started or returned to the Elder Scrolls Online, then you might be a little bit confused when it comes to starting the main story of the game. If you only own the base version of the game, then this shouldn't be a problem. However, if you own Morrowind, Summerset, Elyswer, or soon enough Greymore, then you're going to be starting the story already partway through. This is due to the fact that the game defaults to the main story arc of whatever the latest expansion or chapter that you own happens to be. I kind of get this. The developers essentially want to show the best of what the game has to offer up front in order to hook people in, but it can be very confusing when you have to travel back in time to experience the story that you skipped, probably even without realizing that you skipped it, especially if you're new. As a bit of a side note, I've actually recently started uploading a full walkthrough of the main story if you'd rather just watch it than go back and play through it yourself. I'll stick a link in the description down below. But for those of you who want to experience the adventure themselves, here's how to do it. When you create your level 1 character, you're going to be offered a tutorial, and as I mentioned previously, this tutorial will differ based on which expansion or chapter that you own. It might seem counterintuitive, but you can safely skip this tutorial because you're going to go back to the previous story arc, which is going to include a tutorial itself. Okay, so I've skipped the tutorial and now I'm in the Summerset Isles, a beautiful place but not what we're looking for. I'm here of course because Summerset is the most recent chapter that I own. So what we need to do now is find a way shrine, and this is what they look like on the map. This is the same regardless of whether you're in Summerset or Vardenfell or anywhere else, you just need to find a way shrine. Once you find one, you need to use it to portal to your faction's starting zone. For the Daggerfall Covenant, this is going to be Daggerfall in Glenumbra. For the Ebonheart Pact, you need to go to Davon's Watch in Stonefalls. And finally, if you've picked Aldemary Dominion, you have to go and delete your character and start again. No, I'm just kidding, you need to go to Volcal Guard in Oredan. The character we've created here is Daggerfall Covenant, so let's head over to Glenumbra. As you can see, in this instance we get to travel for free, whereas way shrines will ordinarily charge you a small amount of gold to fast travel. Once we arrive at our faction city, we're going to be greeted by a messenger, as you can see here. This messenger is going to give you a quest that you need to accept, and then once you have, you need to head over to the new quest marker that looks like this on your map. Once you get there, you're going to find this unfortunate individual who has been tied up, presumably without permission, but hey, I don't know what they're into. Either way, it's a trap, and you're promptly going to be donked on the head and the screen will go black. You get a short cutscene that sets the story, and next thing you know, you wake up in Coldharbour, in prison. And congratulations, you're at the start of the main story quest in Elder Scrolls Online. One more important thing that you're going to want to know is that you can ignore many of the online sources that will tell you that you unlock the next part of the story quest every 5 levels. This information is out of date. You can actually complete the main story quest back to back. I will note that when I last tried this, I actually had to level once to trigger it, but I'm going to assume that there are other triggers such as portaling into a zone. So maybe try portaling to the nearest way shrine before you go and grind out a level. I was only about 50 experience points away from leveling when this happened, so it essentially happened by accident for me and I wasn't able to experiment. Anyway, I hope this short guide was helpful. Like I said before, you can check out my main story walkthrough linked in the description down below, and that's if you just want to see the story rather than do it yourself. If you like the video, then maybe consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time.